Well, the votes are in, and Texans have now spoken. The intense battle for the Republican U.S. Senate seat is now over. Attorney General Ken Paxton will face off against James Talarico in November.
So Paxton secured more than 64% of the vote against incumbent John Cornyn. Paxton, of course, was endorsed by President Donald Trump as well last week. But will he be able to top Talarico's grassroots campaign in November? We have political reporter Jack Fink here to break it all down and discuss the future of Texas politics.
But the U.S. Senate seat isn't the only race that we're following for you this morning. So let's get over to our team coverage. Now, we've got crews all across North Texas breaking down what you might have missed from last night.
And that includes Trevor Sohaki, who has reaction from both Paxton and Cornyn after the Republican runoff for U.S. Senate, and Bo Evans, who is covering the Democratic runoff race for the newly redrawn District 33 in Dallas County. But first, let's bring in Jack Fink to discuss the results, because, Jack, we know you were up late last night watching those results come in. But what was catching your attention this morning and even into the overnight hours?
Well, good morning. This was a big old-fashioned blowout by Ken Paxton over Senator John Cornyn. And there's no doubt we saw the power of President Trump with Republicans last night. I mean, take a look. This was Paxton beating Cornyn by 28 percentage points, 64 to 36. And when you consider back in March, Paxton lost was behind Cornyn by 1%. So look at how big that pendulum swing was. And the other thing I think is interesting here is Cornyn really outspent Paxton big time. $80 million more throughout the primary and the runoff than Paxton had on TV ads. Didn't matter last night. And then the other thing is, look at the record turnout we saw for the Republican primary runoff. 1.4 million people came out. So that's about 63% of the people who came out in March returned and voted in the runoff. We don't generally see that happen all that much. And so now we look ahead to November. The battle lines are already drawn. We saw that last night. We're going to see Paxton already calling James Talarico, the Democrat, come out and call him weird and radical, and Talarico returned fire, calling Paxton the most corrupt politician in the United States. So the battle lines are set.
You can clearly see why this race was such a big deal locally, but also got national attention, too.
Oh, yes. And more money is going to come in.
Of course. Okay, well, Trevor Sohaki is live for us this morning in Fort Worth with what's next in this race. Trevor, this was the election that had everyone's eye last night.
Yeah, that's right, Carmen. As you just heard from Jack, though, this was the most expensive primary race in history. Millions spent on both attack ads and campaigning. But in the end, Ken Paxton defeated incumbent John Cornyn. Now, if you recall, Senator Cornyn, he narrowly edged out Attorney General Ken Paxton in the primary election back in March before President Trump endorsed anyone. But last night, Paxton won by more than 27 points, exactly 1 week after being endorsed by Trump. Cornyn now becomes the second sitting U.S. senator to lose a primary this month, as the president continues to support primary challengers to lawmakers who he views as disloyal. Now Paxton will face State Representative James Talarico in the midterms in November, as Senator Cornyn will finish out his term through early January of next year.
James Talarico is a threat to everything we hold dear in this state and in this country. He's a threat to our security and our safety. Every Democrat, and I would say every Republican, knows that if we lose this state, if Republicans lose this state, we lose the country.
There's a simple rule in elections, you've heard me say it before, and that is the candidate who gets the most votes wins. The party in the majority gets to govern, and my hope is to keep my party in power for generations.
And James Talarico also posted to social media after the results came in last night. He congratulated Senator Cornyn on his years of service and encouraged the senator's supporters to join his campaign instead. Talarico does have an uphill battle here. A Democrat has not won statewide office in the state of Texas since 1994, hasn't won a Senate seat in Texas since 1988. Live in Fort Worth, Trevor Sohaki, CBS News, Texas.
Trevor, thank you so much. Well, the attention now turns to November and the race that could shape not only Texas politics, but also have impacts across the country.
So our Jack Fink is in the newsroom now with more analysis with political expert Andrea Coker with the North Texas Commission. Jack and Andrea, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks again, Carmen and Madison, and thank you so much for joining us, Andrea. And so just let's start with the fact that this was a big win for Ken Paxton.
And over very early. We all knew what was happening by 7:20.
Yeah, right when the early results came out, he sprinted to a 21% point lead and then increased that to 28%. What were your impressions about that?
We talked before, and it was if Senator Paxton did not come out, or Senator Cornyn did not come out with a huge lead in Dallas County and Tarrant County and Harris County, right off the bat, it was going to be a long night for him. And it was. He lost counties. He won in the primary.
That's right.
By a not insignificant margin.
Cornyn only won 3 of the state's 254 counties last night. So that's a big blowout. And now, obviously, as we focus to November, Democrat James Talarico is going to be a formidable candidate. We already saw him last night trying to court Cornyn's voters.
Both candidates, both James Talarico and Ken Paxton, made that play for the Cornyn voter. That's 36% of the Republican runoff voters. Some of them have stuck with John Cornyn for a long time, and they're not automatically going to fall in line with Ken Paxton.
But we did see last night that Cornyn said he is going to support the ticket.
The ticket.
And he's going to support the Republican. He was among those who helped build the Republican Party in Texas. Republicans need to unite if they're going to want to beat Talarico and all the money that's going to come in.
And they're going to face the most united Democrat Party that we've seen in 30 years.
I think it's fair to say President Trump is going to mobilize both Republicans and Democrats to the polls. All right. Thank you so much, Andrea. We will send it back to Carmen and Madison.